helping her third grade class learn how to use vivid details in their writing. She doesn't want her students to write in a contrived way, that is, to place details in the text, whether they enhance the writing or not. Instead, she begins by helping them recognize how the writer's word choice makes the writing more interesting to readers. She uses mentor texts, previously read aloud texts, for this purpose.
So today we're going to talk a little bit about what writers do. We've been talking a lot about what all these different writers do. We've been talking about Alan Say, we've been talking about Ralph Fletcher, we've been talking about Faith Ringgold. Today we're going to revisit a book that you guys absolutely loved. And we're going to talk about this mini lesson statement, and I want you to think about it, okay, Fu? Writers use vivid details in their writing to help the reader imagine what's happening. Okay? One of those words up there that might be new to some of you and not to others is the word vivid. Does anybody here know what the word vivid means? Me? Clear. It means you can picture it, right? How many of you guys remember this book, Owl Moon? Okay, we've used this book quite a bit to talk about using details. Okay? And we did talk about Jane Yolen writing like a poet, picking her details really carefully and picking details that we can see, hear, sometimes taste, feel, smell, right? So I'm going to read this sentence to you. We walked in the snow. Close your eyes for a minute. We walked in the snow. How many of you guys can picture somebody walking? You can picture it. What color is the snow, Jacqueline?
White.
White. Who's walking, Lisa? Yeah, it's hard to know who's walking, right? We know that the snow is white, and we know that somebody's feet are in it. That's about all we know, right? Not very clear, not very vivid, hard to imagine, hard to picture. Okay? I'm going to read it to you again, and I want you to try to imagine this. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Our feet crunched over the crisp snow, and little gray footprints followed us. Our feet crunched. Can you hear that? Over the crisp snow, and little gray footprints followed us. How many of you guys could picture that? Why was that easier to picture, Helen? Did it have clear details? Vivid details that would help the reader imagine it? Yeah. Yasmin?
When you said that you crunched in the snow, it was kind of like it was thick snow and you were like trudging.
It wasn't just a little bit of sleet, right? It helped you imagine that. So the word crunched helped you? Helen, what word helped you imagine what was happening?
Crisp.
What is it about the word crisp that helped you?
Yeah.
Wasn't dirty, mucky snow, was it? It was white, pristine, clean. Okay? Kylie?
When you step in snow, it goes like boop. That means like it's new.
Okay, so knowing that it was the feet crunched and it made that sound, you knew the snow was new.
Yeah.
Okay, it was kind of hard, kind of crisp, kind of clean, and you could hear it. How many of you, when you closed your eyes, could picture it in your head? How many of you could maybe it smelled fresh? How many of you saw little gray footprints? Actually, in this book, show it. So even without the illustration, you were able to picture that. Okay? I am completely amazed at how hard you've been working as writers. You are working on your small moments. You've been writing about important things to you, and instead of writing bed-to-bed stories, you're picking a moment, right? Laura has been working incredibly hard on this. Okay? One thing I want you to do today to improve your writing is to find those basic sentences, just like the one I read you. Okay? And figure out how to use vivid details so that when your classmates hear you read it, or when a reader dropped into your moment. Okay? So I took a sentence of your moment. Your have to is